You are getting ready to listen to the voice of Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, four-time national judo champion, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, author, speaker, and coach.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Coffee with Rhadi. Today's edition is brought to you by Chump Repellent, the best personal productivity product ever, Chump Repellent. You can find it at www.chumprepellent.com. Let me tell you something about today. Today I'm exhausted and encouraged, and I'm exhausted and encouraged for the same reasons. This past weekend I was in Washington, D.C. for my university's homecoming, Howard University. For those that don't know, I am a proud alumnus for Howard University, and I attend homecoming damn near every year. This year was special because I celebrated a 25-year reunion with some of my line brothers. We all became members of the same fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, in 1994, and we celebrated this past weekend. Some of you might know us as the Q-Dogs, if you will, but my Q-Dogging days are long over. It was the first time in 25 years that all 10 of us have been together in the same place, and it was awesome to see everybody again, and an extreme pleasure to get together without it being a wedding or a funeral. But with that being said, I am completely exhausted after a weekend of fellowshipping, partying, and walking. Goodness gracious, I did so much walking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I felt like I walked at least 2 marathons and a half marathon. I am exhausted, but I'm also encouraged. Here's why I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged because, man, I saw so many of my friends and classmates and former teammates, just flat out getting it done in life. Being successful as husbands and wives and fathers and mothers and successful sons and successful daughters, successful business people. They are really getting it done. The people that I went to school with, they're killing it in the professional realm. And they were telling me how much I inspired them because they watched my videos or read my emails, etc. And I'm like, you inspire me. It was weird to see the people that I look up to actually telling me that they look up to me. But I guess that's what Howard University is about, because we're about excellence. We're about black excellence, and we're about being exemplars in our fields and in the spaces that we exist in. And it's always encouraging to go back, just to dip back into that pool again, because when you go through life, you rarely are in places where you're not the minority. If you're a minority. When you go back to Howard University, you're not the minority. You walk around left, right, front, back, north, south, east, west, everything. It's all black everything, everywhere. And it is absolutely awesome to be in a place and space where you really feel comfortable. And for people who said it doesn't mean anything or it shouldn't mean anything, I am telling you, it does. I have had some of my friends attend Howard University for homecoming or just come and check it out. As a matter of fact, I had a friend of mine from judo by the name of Chris Round. I think he came 2 years ago or 3 years ago to Howard University homecoming. And he's a white dude, and he says, man, I've been the minority before. I've been to Japan where I was a minority amongst a bunch of Asians. He said, but I was shocked that I actually felt uncomfortable a little bit in this space. He said, man, I felt uncomfortable. He says, I was kind of ashamed that I felt uncomfortable. I said, man, you're always going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. I said, it's a different space. It's not about the color of the people. It's about you not understanding the different societal norms or the different societal imperatives in this particular space. This particular space has different societal imperatives. And inside of this space, there's the imperatives of black folks from the north, the south, black folks from the west coast, black folks from the Caribbean, black folks that are from Africa. With underneath that umbrella of blackness, we have subgroups of social norms and social imperatives that you need to understand as you move and flow through the black diaspora on the yard, if you will. And if you don't know those particular things, you can definitely get overwhelmed when you're underprepared. And some people go in that environment and they are just overwhelmed because they're just underprepared for what they get. But I can tell you this, man, getting back to homecoming, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's an inspiring experience. And that being there kept me encouraged because, man, I'm a human being. And Lord knows I get tired. And there are times when I don't feel like like working. I don't feel like doing the videos. I don't feel like sitting down in front of the computer. I don't feel like getting in front of the camera. I don't feel like writing the next book, but I do it anyway. And then there are days that I don't do it, but I wish I did do it. But those days will be fewer now because I went to homecoming and it's like I got rebooted and re-energized and recharged. And I'm thankful for Howard University. I am thankful for the best experience that is available on the planet, in my opinion, and that's the HBCU experience. And I'm still loving every minute of my experience. It just doesn't go away. I sent my son pictures and videos when I was at Howard this past weekend, and he was like, "Daddy, I got to go next year." I was like, "Rufus, I'll do my damnedest, son, to get you here next year." It's going to be a little bit difficult. Hopefully he falls on the weekend when I have him, because I just went through a divorce. So this is also my first homecoming post-divorce. And, it was weird getting all the questions of, "So how's your wife?" And my reply is always the same. She and I are no longer together, but from what I understand, she's happy and well, and I wish her the best. And you got to put that, "and I wish her the best" part on the end, so that people don't keep asking you questions and talking about it. So I always say, that I wish her the best. And this homecoming really felt different. It was it was, I don't know if it was weird or if it was just the personal the personal governance imperatives that I would normally have to have, I didn't have to have. So it was just different moving and grooving at homecoming, being single. And during this homecoming, man, I didn't do anything that I didn't want to do. If I didn't want to do it, I didn't do it. I didn't show up for anything out of obligation. I didn't commit to things that I didn't want to commit to. And if I didn't feel like doing something, I just said no, or no thank you. Because every time I come to campus, can you come over here? Can you talk to my kids? Can you speak to these? Sometimes I do it. If I want to do it, I did. If I didn't want to do it, I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. And that was that. When I was married, I made an attempt to be, as selfless as possible. I think as most people do. And I'm sure my former wife did too. But that puts you in a space post-divorce where you got to kind of find yourself again. And I think the catch is you've changed, but you got to find out into what. And that process takes time. But homecoming was and is a great place for the continued process of centering, if you will. And I can certainly see how I'm somewhat more selfish now. But in comparison to what I was before, it's kind of necessary in order to find the right balance and to keep and establish my emotional, physical, and mental bearings, boundaries, and parameters. It's just different. You're really trying to, it's like you've been imbalanced and you're trying to find balance. And that can take a little bit of time. I know from doing judo and doing martial arts, when you get imbalanced or you get unbalanced or somebody, knocks you a little bit and almost knocks you down and you stumble, you have to kind of hold on to something and catch yourself to reestablish your balance. And normally the things that you hold on to are those things that you're familiar with. And Howard University and homecoming was something that I'm definitely familiar with. And it was good to hold on to that particular railing, if you will, in order to catch myself. I talk about this every once in a while. I've talked about it in some emails. I couldn't talk about my divorce as much when I was going through it because you just can't. You have to. I think you have to be. You have to be kind. You have to be nice. You have to be, in my opinion, you have to be loving, even if it's not. And I'm not saying that it wasn't in my case. I'm just saying even if it's not reciprocated on the other end, because you have to choose how you are going to behave. Somebody else can't choose how you're going to behave. And I think my former wife and I handled things with class. I think we did the best that we could under the situation. And like I said before, man, I wish her the best. Talking about it at times, is it embarrassing? Yeah, sometimes it is. Is there a level of shame? Man, I can tell you most definitely. When it first went down, most definitely, and even sometimes it still is. I remember I was at a table. I think it was Friday night or Saturday night. And we were joking around and we were taking pictures with some of my fraternity brothers and some other people. And one woman at the table said, "Listen, I'm trying to stay married." And I don't think she knew about my situation or not, but other people at the table did. And it's like, yeah, it kind of feels bad when you hear that. Like, I'm trying to stay married. Like, you almost feel bad because you're like, oh man, I didn't stay married. But there's really nothing you could do about that. I mean, man, I got left, and it happens. And people who want to leave, leave. People who want to stay, stay. And that's just it. So, and is there a level of shame? Yeah, sometimes there is. I mean, I was never the last guy to get picked in the kickball game, so it's kind of different for me. I was always the guy that got picked first. So it's different. Does it make you feel like a failure? It can and did, at times, but I'm not a failure, but that's how you feel. Will it kill you? And it most definitely can if you don't get some help. And I'm a huge proponent of therapy now, and I wasn't before. But man, sometimes you got to go sit on somebody's couch or talk to somebody in order to, grab the, proverbial railing, if you will, to catch yourself. And there's a reason why they have the railing there on the steps. Some people can walk down by themselves, and some people got to hold the railing. It just depends on where you are in life. And then the other question is that I ask myself is, man, will I be okay? And hell yeah, I'll be okay, man. I'm Rhadi Ferguson. I always got to get up in the morning and look in the mirror and remind myself of that. And you should do that too sometimes. Just get in the mirror and remind yourself exactly who you are. Because sometimes you forget. But I truly enjoy, getting naked with you sometimes, in my podcasts and online and some of my blogs, email, etc. Because I know that other people that have navigated these waters, that will navigate these waters, or will hear something I've said or something I wrote and choose to never navigate in these waters, But whatever the case, I want you to know that you can swim no matter how tumultuous the waters are. And if not, man, you can float until some help comes. So be encouraged, stay encouraged, and encourage someone else, even if you don't feel encouraged yourself. They might be in worse shape than you. And remember, excellence is a lifestyle. So live it. This is Dr. Ferguson, man, and have a super fantastic and an excellent day. Oh, and let me tell you another thing. Make sure that you stop by www.coffeewithrhadi from October 16th to October 20th. The book will be free in the Kindle format. The beautiful thing about Kindle is you don't have to have a Kindle to read a Kindle book. All smartphones have Kindle apps. So once you buy the book, it zips right to your phone and you can read it. That's www.coffeewithrhadi.com. That's from October 16th to October 20th. Take care and pardon the hoarseness in my voice. I had an awesome time at our homecoming. You guys be easy. Remember, I love you, but God loves you best.